a few moments we'll see the first bikes take to the track for the traditional qualifying session. There are a lot of favourites for tomorrow's race, so getting pole position today will be even.
Hello and welcome to VollGazzRacing Season 8 Division 1 round number 7 at Brno Circuit in the Czech Republic, or Czechia as it's now called. There are 11 riders here today. It is going to be Joe's last race apparently, which I only found out like 2 seconds ago. Yeah, we're going to see who will, well, we pretty sure we all know who's going to win the race should nothing strange happen, but we'll see who can fight out for the podium. Unfortunately, I can't remember what happened in the last flat one. Joe was second. Who got third? Craig got in the top 5. VTR had controller issues. Who got third? I think Nelson got third. I think. Well, he's currently in the gravel, so not the best way to start the session. Aaron has got plat currently as a mark. I don't know how long that will remain for. Craig got his second race back. VTR with a new controller. Bradley's away. We got Howling as well on board the Honda, but he's got the wrong number on, I think. You got Joe in the background who's just set off as well, doing a nice stoppie, running a Rossi 2003-5 helmet. In fact, now starts his opening lap of the session. So 1:49.8 to open the session. That might be enough for pole. Here comes VTR and Aaron side by side as they cross the line together, and VTR goes second. And now I believe Craig is the next one up, as Finley's just gone down at the penultimate corner. Craig up to the line and he goes third. Nelson now, he's the next one up to the line, followed by Finley, followed by Saeed, I can't get him. Then DJ, and then Fadley goes 8th. Howling and Joe going to be the last two to set a lap time. So Nelson and Finley, the only people to crash, I believe, on their opening laps. Hold on the brakes into turn 10. Up the hill now as it flattens off into the final chicane. Tight left and then open up the right and fire it out. In real life, they used to be able. You can see that patch green at the end there. They used to be able to. You just have to be careful of that because that used to take away a lot of people's lap times. Joe across the line. He goes 9th. Very poor opening lap for Joe. Nelson nearly hits the grass there, just about saved it. VTR improving on his lap, and he's not got traffic this time, but he's going to box anyway. Craig's improving. Is he going to round off the lap, or is he going to box like VTR did? He's going to fall off. And here comes Nelson. He's gone on the curve. Don't be doing that. He goes for the final penultimate corner, and he's going to finish off the lap. He's going to make sure he's got somewhat of a banker in before Craig's gone down in the pits again. He's going to make sure he's got a lap, so he doesn't have to worry about it. Across the line, and he goes to the 4th place, 1/1000th of a second off the front row of the grid. I'm assuming Joe's made a mistake on that previous lap to be 5.9 seconds off the pace, excuse me. Here, look how close the gaps are. The 2nd to 4th, under 3/10, 5th to 7th, under 3/10. And then it's a bit spaced out after that, but I'm sure with Joe getting very anti-lock there. But I'm sure with as the session goes on, people get faster, and the gaps will shrink even more. Joe has admitted he's not practicing, so yeah, that should be interesting. Whoa, he is riding very crazy. And he's down. Aaron on his 2nd lap. Hope he doesn't get too distracted with Platt behind him. Hopefully Platt will just back off. Not try and put him under too much stress. Bike's run out of fuel, so I'm assuming he's going to box, because that would mean that he's going to run out of fuel anytime soon. Usually, yeah, he does. Called it. And Joe has run out of fuel. Well done to him. So I think Platt's going to go again, yep. Into turn 1. Oh, he's gone down into turn 1, he's lost the front. So they have to go again. VTR not improving in the opening sector, but the opening sector's not got that many corners in. So if you red or grey, it's one of those sectors, it's like Catalonia, it's not one of those sectors that means a whole lot as soon as you get into this sector. If you're not improving in this sector, generally you won't be improving. DJ is improving. Finley was improving, but unfortunately it's gone down again. Finley's in a bit of a bad place, I think, at the moment. I think he's sort of lost his way a bit, but hopefully he can just bring it home, and hopefully in the next coming rounds he can really, find something within the bike for himself. Ooh. VTR getting on the curb there. Getting that very nicely done. Over the hill. Up the hill now. It's another improved sector. Can this be second place for the Suzuki man? Lots of corner speed through that penultimate corner. Firing out the last one. Pushing up to the line. And he goes into second place, just over 6.5 tenths behind Platt in first. DJ, where is he now? He's coming up to the penultimate corner. He's got on the grass. He survived though. Sai's improving as well. Fadley's improving. So we're getting these improvements down to the track. Gets more rubbered in. Finley crashes in the pit lane. We're seeing a lot of people do that. Up to the line. DJ goes fifth. Fadley's lost time in the third sector. And it looks like from that line he's lost time in the last sector as well. So we'll go with Saya, who's running the test liveried Mooney VR46 Ducati, and lots of people running onto the grass there whilst braking. So that's a bit of a strange tactic, I have to say. You don't usually see that. Saya up to the line and he does not improve. VTR's going again, VTR's gone again, and he's improving. See if he's got enough fuel in the tank and tyres. So you're sort of limited to just about 3 runs. You could just about edge 3 runs, but that's only 3 laps at it. Compared to Laguna Seca a few weeks ago, where they could do 3 runs and do probably 5 laps. Holding the brakes sideways with VTR. Joe's improving. We'll go on board with him as soon as VTR crosses the line. Up to the line comes VTR to further improve his lap time. Just under half a second now off him. Off first place. Oh, Joe's run really hot into turn 11 and now into turn 12. You can see DJ just taking the corner a lot better. Joe just out of sync completely with the circuit at the moment. Holding the brakes, Joe into the final corner, taking out a lot better than last time. DJ goes into the pits. Just realised DJ's actually the exact same lap time as Nelson. Wow. Here comes Joe up to the line, and he goes into 6th place. Saya's gone down. Howling is improving though. Nelson's improving as well. Can he sneak onto the front row of the grid? This is where he won his first ever VollGazz Championship, holding off deck by under a tenth of a second. Oh, he's got a bit of a wheelie there. That's something he does struggle with. Cross the line, and that wheelie might have just cost him the chance of getting on that front row. Holding the brakes for Howling. Usually we see him sideways, but I think with how the corners are... He said he didn't like this circuit, and I think with the way the tarmac is, I don't think it allows his style to sort of work. But he goes up to the line, and he jumps to 6th. The midfield is very, very close, so hopefully this will be a good preview of what's to come as Finley improves in sector 1. Come on Finley, let's get a lap out of you. Down the hill, heading towards turn 5. Hard on the brakes. In fact, you need to try and put the gas on as early as possible and roll through this turn 6 into turn 7. Problem is, I don't know how much you can use the inside curbs here, because before you used to be, like some games you could run inside curb and gain tons of grip and tons of time. Other games you hit the curb and you get sent flying to the sky. But it seems like most inside curbs are okay, but Finley running way too much entry speed into that corner there. And now as we head down towards turn 10, Kevin Schwantz. And Joe's improving again, so we'll quickly go back to Joe. Can he steal a front row spot? This is going to be his last lap. And actually knows if he's got enough fuel, well, I can't hear his engine, so assuming he's going to run out of fuel again. But he goes up to the line. When it's Joe, he does not improve. And yeah, he's pulling over. He knows that's over. Oh, and Finley's gone down at turn number 11, and that might be it, because I don't think he's going to have enough time to get up the hill and start the last lap. So disappointing session for Finley. crashing every single run he's done. So maybe if he holds back just a little bit in the race, he might, he's had this before where he's had a terrible qualifying, comes to the race he just is a lot more reserved, and generally if you do that you'll end up inside the top 5. So hopefully you can just stay on, take no risk or no unnecessary risk, and bring the bike home. And Platt running a lot of inside curve though, and as the bike came off, the load of the tyres was just way too much for the Ducati to handle, and he went down. Nelson not improving in sector 1, neither is DJ. Aaron is improving. I think it'd be good if he could just get within a similar bracket as the guys in front of him, because his only lap time to 1 he set on his opening lap. DJ's gone down, so that's his attempt over. So there's 2 left on track. Change direction. Nelson has, I believe he's hit the back of DJ, which won't be DJ's fault because it's an autopilot. So that is really unfortunate for Nelson, but he is going to start that. He's going to head out the 4th row, so the 4th row, 4th position, 2nd row of the grid. And we will see how they all do. Here comes Aaron up the hill. We go with helmet cam for the final 2 corners, hard on the brakes, taking a very tight entry. That's forcing him to go wide into the final corner. You've got Platt just in front. He's not done that last corner very well, really, and he now powers up to the line. He's going to improve, hopefully. He does, but I don't think it's enough to improve any positions. It's not. So Platt takes 1st, VTR 2nd, Fadley 3rd, Nelson 4th, DJ 5th, Howling 6th, Joe 7th, Sire 8th, Craig 9th, Aaron 10th, and Finley in 11th. And we now wait to see how everyone gets on in the race. I'm expecting medium across the board. If it was clear, maybe someone would go with a hard rear. We saw people do in Division 2, but unfortunately I think this weather's sort of... Maybe someone will risk it with a soft. You never know. Might be someone like maybe an Aaron or something like that might just go, you know what, let's chuck a soft in. Joe maybe, because it's his last race. He's got nothing to lose. Just chuck a soft in. Soft rear in. What could possibly go wrong? And the race winning tyre here in the last ever race was a medium. I think it was medium or hard medium. Morbidelli got 2nd on the soft. The rest of them were on mediums, I think. Those who went with hard fell backwards because there was just no grip. So, interesting. So Nelson, Finley and Howling, the last ones left. Right, Finley's gone with some. He's got some intel on Finley. He is in fact lost. But I think he's gone from gunpowder settings. He said with Rossi when he was lost, just throw something in, pray it works. Might as well. Platt on pole. If he makes the whole shot and survives any dive bombs into turn 3, you'd expect him to win the race. But let's see what happens as we are stuck on his helmet with cam, and we are off. Vitor getting a bad reaction off the lights. It's going to be Fadley who makes the best of the rest. of the jump, the best of the rest of them. Fadley's going to send up the inside maybe into turn 1. No, he's not. Because he'll file for... Oh my god, so many people around. My Platt's gone straight on. What has... Oh, there's a crash. Then Aaron's gone down. Oh my lord. Oh my... Oh, I can't restart because the red flags are broken. But VTR has taken the lead. Howling is in second. Sire's in third. DJ's fourth. Joe's fifth. Fadley sixth. Platt in seventh. Craig in eighth. Nelson ninth. Finley 10th. And Aaron in 11th. Whoa, and Howling tries to squid, but oh no, Joe and DJ have gone down. What a crazy start to this race. Into turn number 5 for these three. Fadley's in fourth. He survived the most out of that. I think what happened there is everyone wanted to try and outbrake each other to turn 1, and that just caused everybody to, all the front guys anyway, to all run off, and then everyone in the midfield were all like 4 abreast, and eventually I think Aaron hit the grass and hit the deck, and then Nelson hit the back of him, and then Finley had nowhere to go. But yeah, it's all calmed down hopefully, and Howling's found his way through on Sire. Here we go into turn 10. Sire up the inside of Howling. He's going to set him up, but Howling's going to not, actually no he's not, he's going to keep it lent over, and he's going to maintain second place. And now up the hill they go. Platt looking to try and attack Fadley as soon as possible. Hard on the brakes, and Platt goes through. Will Fadley try and overtake into this final corner? Platt's going to cover it off. Fadley's going to try and get the run on him out the final corner, but unfortunately Platt's got a Ducati, so that might be quite hard to do. And Finley's gone down again. Finley's having an absolute torrid time at the moment. So Platt's now being unleashed. He is 2 seconds off the lead. He's the second off this group, and Nelson's disconnected. So Prix Racing Ducati, it's fair to say, are having an absolute stinker in this round. Let's go down the hill once again for turn 5. There's also, oh, Howling's gone straight on. Howling's gone straight on at turn 4. The Honda's bit him, and now he's going to rejoin in 5th place, and the group basically looks the same, to be honest. Gaps are all pretty similar, around about 6 tenths per second. Howling's a bit closer to Fadley, but yeah, VTR is in the lead. He's got Sire behind him and Platt as well, so we'll see how this race pans out. Further on at the back we have got Joe, who's holding off DJ for 7th place. Joe being one of the victims of turn 4. So this race could be really bunched up at the start if the midfield guys didn't crash, but it's how it is. And Sire now is going to fall victim to Platt very soon. He's got the run, he's already through. Can Sire fight back on the brakes into the final, into pulpit corner? I don't think he can. Try as he might, it just won't happen. Oh, and Joe and DJ side by side making contact with each other, but Joe remains in front. But DJ's got the horsepower with the V4. He's going to go round the outside of the Yamaha. He's going to turn it underneath him, I think. Joe's Yamaha just turns, and DJ's actually gone off the track, and he's now, I think he's going to stay in front of Aaron, but he's going to lose a lot of ground. Howling will be absolutely kicking himself with that mistake he made a lap ago. Sire's not being dropped at the moment, and Platt's actually made a mistake there. He's gone on the curb. Here comes Sire, pulls alongside, he outbrakes the champion, and he moves up into 2nd place with a very aggressive move. And he's through back into 2nd place, and Fadley's gone down at turn 5. Platt's going to try and turn it underneath of Sire at turn 7, use him as like a barrier, trying to wall ride, and he's through. Platt's back in front. Through turns 8 and 9 now. Can Sire get some slipstream? Try and out drag Platt down into turn 10 and try and out break him. Doesn't look like it. That takes a wide line. So he just can't quite get it turned underneath him. And Fadley's gone down again, so Fadley's fight for a podium is over after leading. But did he? No, he didn't lead. Never, sorry, he never led, did he? But he after falling back, recovering, and now he's fallen all the way back down again. But just seems to be he's very strong on entry, that's for sure. Maybe he hasn't got the greatest of corner speed, which is the only thing that could possibly catch him out, especially in the corners where he runs quite wide. But I think with Sai, he doesn't have to worry now as long as he doesn't make too many mistakes like that. That was a very scary game, right out to the white line. Hard on the brakes into turn 3 now. And into turn 4. So it looks like it's going to be one of these 3 to win this race currently. So I think it's going to try and set up for turn 10 maybe. But the problem with turn 10 is his line. It'd be good for overtaking, but Vito leads the game on a cutback because of how wide he likes to go. Vito holds firm for now, but for how long? Platt might try here. We saw how strong he was compared to Sai. Look how wide he is, how much tighter he takes the exit, so he can take more exit speed up here up the hill. Vito's going to go all the way to the left to defend, but he can't, and he doesn't, and that allows Platt to go through. Easy pickings for Platt there. Vito needed to stay left to defend the position, but he just didn't. But can he try something into turn 1? Down the straight, in the slipstream. Platt getting on the grass. Vito running quite wide. He's going to cut it back. No, he can't. The Suzuki won't cut back, and that might be it. With how this race has gone, mistakes come thick and fast. So, gotta see how it goes. As Craig is once again top 5 man, and he is starting to claw in on Howling. So I think Craig, when he's on form, I think you can call him Mr. Top 5. You just find him somewhere in the top 5. He just cruises round and generally doesn't make too many mistakes. And could have that, he just ends up in the top 5. And his pace is round about top 5 anyway. So yeah, with you Yamaha, that team, apart from in Motegi with Josh, really struggled this season. But with Craig, they seem to have found some consistency as DJ's gone down at turn 8, and that might promote Aaron to move into 7th place. Yes, it does. Joe, as we can see, still all over the place in braking. Howley trying to. This is a tricky part of the race where, you know, everything's settled now, and it's just really just try and do your own thing, even if someone is closing in a little bit on you. And he's gone down. You got that little bit of a bobble in the front and the rear, and then the front again. And he's gone down. And he's into 6th. Luckily, I think the gap's big enough to Aaron, and he will remain in 6th. That now means Craig jumps to 4th, and Joe is now into the top 5. Back at the front, Platt's extended a 1 second gap over VTR. It was a 1.6 second gap over Sire. So these 3 I suspect are like starting to settle for the podium. I say that, and Sire loses the front. I was not going to say anything because I usually roast him for how bad he is in terms of trying to stay on, but he's done really well up to that point. As I say, they're starting to settle for the podium. He goes into turn 3 and does the Lorenzo in 2009 and loses at the front. And now Craig finds himself in a podium place. Well, we'll say a lap ago, all he does is just stay on. He just rides around comfortably, stays on, and usually finds him in the top 5. Well, it's now found him inside the top 3. You don't quite remember how his start went. I think he was with the lot that went straight on, or got caught, or he was caught up in the Aaron, the whole crash happened as well. But yeah, this race ain't over, that's for sure. Let's see how Joe brakes. Yeah, he's very sideways. He's definitely unorthodox, very howling style. If Howling was ever riding Yamaha, I think that's sort of how he'd ride it. Just the rear sliding out everywhere. DJ now starting to close the gap back down on Aaron to move back into 7th position. Finley's gone down and he's gone. Not surprised. It's all gone to pot for him, unfortunately. DJ slide in the rear out of turn 1 as he goes into turn 2, which isn't really a corner, but it kind of is. It's on the bike. Holding the brakes. It's now approached turn 3. Sire started. Ooh, Joe's gone wide at turn 5, and he's just about stayed on. Oh, Sire's down again. Sire's gone down. Turn 6. That's a very weird place to crash. We should have saw that, but now promotes Howling back inside the top 5. Excuse me. So, Joe, he's done no practice. He hates Bruno. He still could be on for a podium here. It's him versus Craig, but there's a 3 second or 2.8 second gap, if you want to be precise, between the 2 Yamahas, both supporting their Rossi helmets. So who will win the battle of the M1s? Platts extended his gap now to 3 seconds. And Aaron now under the pressure from DJ, who goes up the inside, forces him to sit the bike up, and DJ now moves into 7th. But Aaron's going to try and get the cut back up the hill. He does. Side by side they go. But DJ at the end of the hill, he's just got more horsepower. He's able to stay in front, but Aaron is going to try to switch back, and he's made it work. To be fair, he's forced him up the inside, forced his way up the inside, and he moves back into 7th place. Oh, Joe's gone down, so that's his quest for the podium over. Aaron breaks extremely early for turn 1, maybe getting a bit scared because and he's well, if he breaking early, didn't expect him to do that, but. I'm guessing he braked early, realised he braked early, let the brake off, and that's sort of what happens. But meanwhile, Joe unfortunately had gone down as well, I believe at turn 1. So now Craig, he's safe in it, he's got a podium wrapped up as long as he can stay on. Who's going to win the battle between these 3 for 4th place? Sire's probably the faster one of the 3, but he's probably the most inconsistent one of the 3 as well. Howling, he lets the door wide open, and so he's going to try to go the inside into turn 8, and he just can't quite do so. Into turn 9, Howling defends the switch back. No, he does. Yes, he just about does. Sire goes on the inside curb and he has to sit the bike up. Well, the bike sits itself up, and DJ's gone down again. So that now promotes Fadley into 8th, for maybe Aaron into 9th, depending on where DJ's crashed. Oh, Sire, where's Sire going? Sire sits the bike up, he doesn't crash, and he stays on. Up the hill they go. With this small little bit of battling that's going on, Joe is starting to close the gap on these 2. Sire was immense amount of entry speed compared to the Honda. Oh, DJ's come down again, and that is going to promote Aaron into 8th place. Has Saya gone wide? Yeah, he has. He's gone to the grass. DJ's gone as well. So Howland's got a bit of breathing room for now. 3 laps to go with this race. Come on, guys, stay on and give us a show. Howland looks to be the strongest of the 3 so far in terms of consistency. He's just doing enough to hold on. The Honda wheeling a lot out the corner. And that Honda just simply won't turn. There's no way about it. It just won't turn. And you can see the Ducatis and the Yamahas clawing the gap. See, the gap's just, 1.7 seconds. It's now 9/10 to Joe. So that second sector is a really bad place for the Honda. But I think for once everybody's going to VTR has gone down at turn 11, but he's just got a big enough gap to hold off Craig. But he can't afford any more mistakes because Craig will be able to capitalise. Here we go, hard on the brakes for the penultimate corner, as they will start their penultimate lap of the race, lap 10 of 11. I think everyone should be able to finish as long as they stay on. Into turn 1 they go. Sai doesn't run as wide this time. He runs wide but not onto the grass. Sai's going to try and set the bike up as early as possible. The thing is, he can't get it back to the apex to do that. And Bradley's gone down. This angle, it looks like Howling. Oh god, that was bad. Howling is using a very like Mick Doohan riding style. Double left, and now we're going double right, and now we go to the hairpin left, which follows another left-hander. Oh, Saya's getting really close now to Howling. Where will he make his move? Oh, Howling's wide, he's gone wide. And that now allows Saya to go through. Can Joe pounce on it? Oh, Howling tried it, but he just couldn't quite do it, as Saya's front end nearly goes as well. All 3 of these are on the limit. Starting the final lap for these guys. Plat's all miles out in front. Here we go into turn 1. Joe's going to try and turn it underneath Howling, but I don't think he's going to be quite able to. As we now get the run down to turn 3. Here we go. Hard on the brakes. Who's going to... Howling... It's just none of them are close enough to attack each other at the moment. Change directions to turn 4. If that Honda could just stop wheeling and keep its front end planted, Howling might stand a chance somewhere. But now we get to the really weak sector of the Honda. Howling needs to be... Oh, there's no way he gets that stopped. He's just about got it stopped, but maybe at a consequence. Ooh, Saya nearly goes down. Joe's going to turn it underneath Howling into turn 7. And Joe goes through. But Howling's going to try and run it around the outside. Joe's forced to take a really, really strange line. That's let Saya off the hook to get 4th place. And I think Joe's going to be able to hold on, but Howling's going to attack. Surely, if he can. We're going to have to cut away as Platt is going to come around the final corner and win race 7 out of 7. And he's won it. VTR will finish second. Who's going to win the battle for 5th place? Howling, you've got to try it, man. You've got to try it. He does. Oh my god. Oh my god. VTR's crossed the line to take second. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, what was that? I knew he was gonna send. I felt he was gonna send it, but not like. Right. Anyway, Platt's 1, VTR 2nd, Craig's 3rd, Sire's 4th, Joe's 5th, Howling 6th, Fadley 7th, and Adran's 8th. Oh, flipping heck. And I think the game's crashed as well. Right, Craig, I'm not sure how you fared in the lap 1 shenanigans, but you've ended up in 3rd place, so welcome back to the podium.
Thank you. Oh, it was just hectic. Turn 1, yeah. I got caught up, I tried staying out of the way. I ended up going on the grass a little bit, got 2 warnings. Aaron Jacko ended up crashing. His bike collided with me, but I stayed on somehow. And then from there, I just pretty much had no rhythm. Then I got my head down, pretty much just kept going lap. You know, try staying consistent throughout the race. I was behind Howland for quite a bit, but the gap was staying exactly at 0.6. Howland crashed, and then I think Fadley crashed. I think Sire crashed as well, and then Sire was closing back in on me. I don't know if it's because he was pushing too much, he ended up crashing, so I thought to myself, I should have a podium on here today. Yeah, the gap between me and Vitar was, you know, stable. He crashed, but before he crashed I made a mistake and I lost 3 seconds. Maybe if I didn't make my mistake I could have been, you know, battling with him, but I'm happy to obviously be back on the podium. And I got one thing as well. Sai says he's missed you. He wished he was on the podium today instead.
Yeah.
He's been missed talking to you. He said he wanted to get a podium.
Yeah, well...
But other than that, well done to everyone.
Yeah, well done. Hopefully, Sire, you can stay on next race and get that podium.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. So, VTR, you for sure benefited the most out of that lap 1. I can't remember how you initially stopped. Oh yeah, you had a bad reaction to the lights, but that sort of favoured you as everybody outbroke themselves and whatever into turn 1. And I mean, had it not been for Platt's pace, you'd have easily won the race. But second place. Best of the rest. I don't know where you're on the championship now, but first of all, how is your new controller?
Yes, well, control issues sorted now, so that's obviously a plus, so no more annoying issues. But yeah, overall it's a successful race. I didn't, with me reacting late to the lights, they actually went out really quickly. At the moment they came, they went out like 1 second after, so I really didn't expect that, so that's why I got a bad start, but it actually ended up favouring me, as I was, I think, 1 of 4 not to crash at turn 1, and normally, as everyone knows, I'm the one to crash at turn 1. I think going into this round, I said to the other guys, I've crashed at turn 1 in the last 3 races, so for me to not to crash in an absolute mayhem at turn 1 was quite a surprise, to be honest. But yeah, I was quite happy with my result. I think obviously P1's definitely there, but with Plat, I mean, he needs to crash at least 2 or 3 times to crash for me to be able to win. But you know, P2's not bad, and I think I do move up to second in the championship now as well, so not too bad. My crash as well, which was later on in the race on lap 9, I think it was, I just slipped on a curb. It was quite unfortunate. I was just riding the curbs as I normally was, and one lap I just slipped and I couldn't do anything really. It's quite unfortunate, but yeah, apart from that, quite a consistent race. I had the 3rd best lap time, did a 0.3 as well as Sire, so I know me and Sire both had very good pace. And I want to say well done to Platt and Craig as well. They did well to get on the podium, especially Craig, because since he's come back he's looking really good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next week hopefully, and for another podium.
Yeah, well done. So we go on to the winner, which is Platt. Turn 1, now my theory was that the reason you went off is maybe you saw Fadley or something come at your inside and you tried to cover yourself by braking a bit later, and simply by doing that you had no choice but to go on. But you recovered well, you managed to avoid everything, get your head down, you got yourself to the front and you won. So how was that race for you?
Well, yeah, the lights, as we just said, went out very fast. I was not expecting it, but luckily I have decent reaction time, so I managed to catch myself and get a decent start. Into turn 1, I lost the front. I braked like a decent spot, but I actually lost the front and somehow managed to save it. I didn't go into the barrier somehow, and like I think it was Fadley that crashed there. I didn't see who it was, but that was an incredible save. And yeah, so I just had to focus, regain my composure, and just push on. If that was last season, I might have made I might have crashed, but this season is a new me. I worked very hard from last season to this season, focusing on not crashing and keeping a very strong pace, and I feel like I displayed that quite well today. No crashes, even after that mistake at turn 1, which it was a bit weird, but yeah, very good pace and consistent. Didn't really give VTR a chance on the overtake. I knew that I had a very good exit out of that chicane going into the final sector, so I used the advantage of the Ducati horsepower on my exit speeds to get a run on him into the second to last corner, and just took it home from there. I'm very happy about the race. I thought this was one where I could make, I don't know, a few more mistakes than usual, but in the end it was actually very nice, and I'm happy with the win.
Yeah, so congratulations. Let me see. Championship gap now is 50 points, so you're safe. You can bother not turning up to the next 3 races and still be leading the championship. So
I want all of them.
I'm sure that most of them would like you to take a holiday somewhere for 3 weeks.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we were discussing that before the race. I said I should take a holiday or something. Yeah. But yeah.
Right, so that's it for round number 7. We wrap with round 8 next week. Can't remember for the life of me where it is, but that's the beauty of it. I never know these things, so I can't remember because I've got so many things on my mind. But we will see you at the mysterious track next week.